Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to your Thursday edition of Naked Knowledge Night.
Yeah, we are here. I am jazzed about the topic today. Really excited. Looking forward to this all day long.
This is one where definitely one I would save into your playlist for watch for later. This is going to be all about Facebook, all about Amazon.
Amazing.
I'm not even going to say too much about it because literally I know nothing about it other than I like Amazon. I buy off of Amazon, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Wow.
And literally right now, I just got an Amazon sale from Fulfilled by Merchant, which we will talk about and everything. But yeah, that was a random little jingle jangle. I'm not used to the tone yet. It is not a cha-ching, so I'm like, what sound is that?
What tone is it?
It's like a diddling, like a little, like a bell ringing kind of thing.
You know what's weird is the Mercari. It's not weird, but the Mercari cha-ching is like literally a cash register sound,
Yes.
and I'm like, oh,
it's loud too. It's like
yes. However, I'm really excited about it every single time,
yeah.
but it's just like dazang.
Not gonna complain. Let me make sure I delete if I think this item was also on eBay. So
all right. So normally we start out the Naked Knowledge Night by talking about giving you guys some bolos that worked for us, sales that we've had over the week, worth and not worth. But after that, we're going to steamroll into Amazon. So excited. Definitely, if you're interested, it's just like the complete opposite of what I'm doing right now. So it's really interesting. Like I sell vintage jewelry that does not have a barcode, and Amazon requires a barcode. So I'm going to go and look through. Let's see here.
Yes. Pull up my
sales here. And if anyone has any questions, definitely love to hear any Amazon questions you may have.
Yeah, it's such a big topic. So if we probably can't cover, every little detail of it. So any random questions you guys have, please let us know because we'll answer them.
Exactly. So I had an Etsy sale. I had since last week when we talked about eBay versus Etsy. We had mentioned before about promoting listings and what it can do and your possibility of increasing sales or traffic in your site. So I did do a little bit of hunting on Etsy to find that they do have an additional ad program where you yourself get to choose how much you'd like to pay a day. And to target what you're looking for, whether it is increasing sales, increasing, traffic, just increasing whatever. They have 4 options. And basically, I think you can click as many as you want. But anyways, on my Etsy, I sold this full price within a day. This is let's see if it'll focus.
It looks chunky.
Ceramic beaded. And it has Asian characters on it. If it's not focusing. It's really pretty. It was floral. It was long, as you can see here. And it had a like vintage clasp to it. So this one sold for $32. I tell you, if you could pick up any kind of Asian jewelry, even if you know little to nothing about it, those are always really good bolos to be on the lookout for on those. And let's see here. This one, I am shocked. That this one sold. This sold. I had it listed for $12. It sold. This is a leather like choker. When I was looking up comps for this, I had seen that it was very trendy, which I wasn't expecting something like this to be super trendy. But it's the Cowie shells sewn in, and then these leather straps here you can adjust, and it's very Southwestern. When it's paired with the right stuff, it looks
beachy and like surfer vibes.
yes. And so that's sold outright full price. Like when you get those cha-chings.
Cha-chings are great.
Hey,
Welcome
Miss Jennifer.
to
Hope you're well. Hello, hello.
Welcome
Let's see
in. Let's see. You know, I have been kind of slacking, and I will be the first to admit that my sales, a little bit slacking in the sales department, but some fun things, good, like maybe a Bolo brand to share is, let's do these. And I don't even remember what I shared last time, so these are like that old that I'm repeating myself. Have you seen these?
Nope.
Okay, so these are just some Birkenstocks, very popular. What they sell for? 55.
5. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. I price all Birkenstocks in depending on condition and everything, you know, in the 60 to 80 range. And these were just like those classic like 3-strap sandals, except room for offers and stuff. But they usually sell very quickly, very popular, big following. So if you find Birkenstocks decent condition, even if they're used and have like the toe imprints, yeah, like look at mine right now. Like I have a pair for myself and it's like toes. Like people will still buy those. These were very, very lightly worn. Like almost no toe marks at all. I would prefer to pick those up, obviously, than some that are super worn. But
Cracking crates. Hello, hello.
Okay, so that was on Poshmark, which is cool. This is just a fun shirt. So if you're a clothing person and you think that brand is everything, kind of like jewelry, not always, it's sometimes just the design. Here was a Hawaiian shirt with American flags all over it that I just absolutely had to get. It's even called like the Hawaiian shirt by the brand was Rowdy Gentleman. Which I was like, okay, never heard of it. It didn't sell for a lot. It sold for $15, but here you can see like a up close of the print, which is just
that is dope. And that's another really good point. Right now, list your spring stuff. It might be snowing still in places. List your 4th of July stuff.
Yes.
List your stuff like that because people are starting to look early. You never know. And
I feel
America.
Swimsuits, get them now. I'm horrible with swimsuits, and if I find like if I list them in June, they're never gonna sell. Like you got to get them up March, April, May. I feel like anyway. That's just my experience that they don't come summer like that kind of stuff it's already moved on.
Crate says you can brush out the toe marks when you clean them.
I think I've oh sorry, my eye. I think I've heard you can use like suede cleaner to kind of brush them up and stuff. Luckily, I haven't had any that are too bad. But I'm sure I'll encounter them someday. Yeah.
Unreal. Wow. Just wow. So you never know. So guys, if you're new here and this is watching for the first time, Naked Knowledge Night is basically Kelly and I. We're going to be talking about a specific topic in regards to reselling. However, if you have questions about the topic, we love audience participation. We love it if you guys ask any questions.
Yes.
We are opposite sides of the reselling world. I resell mostly jewelry and bric-a-brac, and Kelly sells, as you've seen, shoes, apparel, dabbles in cosmetics. Pretty much everything I don't, she does. So not saying we're both sides of the yin yang, but you know, we can kind of cover if we can. So today's topic is going to be about Amazon, which I know noodles about. So Miss Kelly.
Yeah. So I will say that I am a relatively new-ish Amazon seller. I have had a seller's account for months, but I've never really used it or anything. So if you are a reseller, I'll come at this from like a reseller perspective because there's a lot of different ways to participate in Amazon. We'll just focus on, you know, the like you and everyone else might also sell on eBay or Poshmark. You already have like that kind of thing down, so you understand that. You can also sell on Amazon. It's a great place, especially if you are low on physical space for storing your inventory. You can sell via Fulfilled by Amazon, which is called FBA, where you literally send them your inventory, and when it sells, they ship it to the customer for you, that's cool. You don't have to do that part. Or you can treat it just like eBay or Poshmark, and that would be fulfilled by merchant. You are the merchant. And when an item sells, you package it up and ship it to your buyer just like you would on eBay. It's actually quite similar to eBay, where you have to go in, buy a shipping label, you get a discounted price on the shipping label, all that. So first, maybe I'll cover FBA because that is kind of the more like foreign, like what does all that entail and what are some of the fees associated with that. FBA fees are higher. Obviously, Amazon is doing more work for you, so they're going to take a bigger cut. But I guess we can make the pros and cons of FBA and why it is so popular and why I choose to do it with. I mean, the majority of my things I send to FBA, and I have about 100 offers right now on Amazon. So FBA, so pros. Let's start with pros. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You don't have to store the things in your home, which is cool. Your product will be eligible for Prime, which is huge when it comes to Amazon from a buyer's perspective, right? Like you want Prime. If you pay for Prime, you're probably only going to buy something that has the Prime. Right. Like why pay for the service, but not buy Prime products? So FBA, all products are then eligible for Prime. And because you're eligible for Prime, you get to charge more for your item. It's just kind of that unspoken thing of like, people are paying up for the convenience of getting it free shipping in 2 days. So
very true.
They're willing to pay up for it. Other than like if you, you know, if you had to pay shipping and you can get it in 2 weeks, you're like, oh, I don't really want to pay as much. It's just kind of that market dynamic that Prime listings are generally. This is all general. You can probably find differences everywhere, but generally Prime means you can price higher. And another pro is you don't have to ship anything, like I said, but you also don't have to deal with customer service. So if someone wants to return something, you don't deal with that. Like Amazon was responsible for shipping the item. They also deal with like if it is late or it comes broken or whatever. Now, that's not to say you could still be out the money and the product.
I was going to ask that. So what does that mean for you?
It means you don't have to deal one-on-one with the customer, but if whatever like the situation resolves to be, that you still are responsible for that as a seller. So like I've set up my return settings so that if something's returned, it's sent back to me, which is cool. But I'm not the one communicating with the buyer to facilitate that return. They go directly to Amazon, and then Amazon will just give them a label kind of thing, send it back.
So with those options, were you able to say just give them a refund, or you're able to like do a generic standardized like return policy? Or are you able to just like eBay?
So there's a lot of specific things like that, and like they call them a lot of like templates you can set up for situations like that, and default settings. So the one I have is like automatically accept any return that falls within it's called like the Amazon A to Z guarantee or whatever. As long as it's within the rules, kind of like eBay, right? If it falls within the rules, yes. And like with Amazon, you have no choice. You have to accept returns. Like it's not like eBay where you can At least, again, I'm still new. If I'm incorrect on that, please let me know. But I have never seen a place where you are not allowed to return an item. So, I mean, I've also never bought anything on Amazon that I could not return. Not that I
it's under a certain time limit, right? I mean, just
yeah. It's you have your time limit for sure. It's I think the minimum is 30 days, like eBay. So you still get the time limit, but I don't believe there is any way to turn off returns at all. So, I mean, I've sold a handful of things and have not had to deal with a return yet. It's bound to happen just statistically. So,
yeah, just
but so those are some of the benefits of FBA is you don't have to store it, you don't have to ship it, you don't have to do any customer service. You literally pack up the product, put them all in boxes, send it. You do have to pay for shipping to get it to Amazon. It's fairly discounted though. Like, let's see, I just sent in a huge shipment the other day and it totaled 91 pounds in like several different boxes. It was like 6 boxes, 91 pounds of product. And I believe it cost me, it was going to 3 different locations, which also costs a bit more. They split it up. $45 to ship it all. So about 100 pounds, $50, something like that.
More money to go to Canada.
Right. So they do have a good deal with, they ship with UPS. They have a good partner program, I guess, with them to give us discounted shipping. But again, something you have to do yourself. So that's a benefit. Benefit of fulfill by merchant would be, I mean, in my personal opinion, I don't think there's too many, and unless it's a certain circumstance. But in general, you're still able to cross-post that item because you physically have possession of it. So you can put it on Amazon and eBay and then just do your normal delete wherever when it sells. So that's cool. When you send stuff into Amazon, it's only on Amazon. You can't cross-post that anywhere else. I think another benefit could be that, I mean, you don't have to worry about what's happening to your item when you're like, what if Amazon breaks it or what if they lose it? Like they could very well lose it, that kind of thing.
Kraken Crate says, I like how Amazon separates your stock, benefits the seller and the buyers. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how you're marking it as well. So this kind of getting in the nitty gritty a little bit, but when you do send stuff into Amazon, you have to label it. You have to print out barcodes, put a barcode on every single item. And it is basically a barcode that ties the product to your account. Basically, like this one is mine, and everything. And so you can do that on most products or all products. And on a few random products, it seems like you can just go with the default barcode, like the UPC code. And that's an instance where they do not separate your stock from everybody else's. But I have heard more things going wrong with that method. I'd rather put the barcode on and know that it's tied to me. It doesn't seem like that big of an issue to do that. So yeah. If you go with fulfilled by merchant, you get to control where that product is. No one's going to lose it except for you. You are responsible for shipping it to the buyer and making sure it arrives safely. And you also have to do any customer service as far as returns. They'll be contacting and talking to you just like they would send you a message on eBay kind of thing. But there's less prep and less waiting time, right? So a time where fulfilled by merchant could be really, really handy is if everyone is sold out and you like the listing says it's all sold out, but you have one and its rank is good enough that it's selling a lot. I've done that before where I throw it up on fulfilled by merchant because it's the only option. And if people want it bad enough, they'll pay.
Yeah, I've sold books. Well, I've actually purchased books like that before. If there's a book that I really want, plus I love the smell of old books. So if it's used, like gimme, gimme.
Yeah,
So I have purchased like unprime things that is like books and
right.
such. So
You
from a
can, right.
reputable.
Yeah, they all have like ratings and stuff, and you can see how, reliable a seller is or whatever. Kind of like eBay, they have their feedback and their number of stars or whatever. You can still get free shipping if it's not Prime. You can still offer that to your buyers. You can offer free shipping, but it would be just like eBay, where then you're paying for that yourself. Whereas you're not responsible for any shipping costs when it comes to FBA or fulfilled by Amazon. Like that's part of the fees, I guess, is they take into account, when you see the fees for something, it's quite high, and they do list them out. Like, this is how much it is to, our platform fee or referral fee. This is how much we charge to go and pick and pack the item. They call it the pick and pack fee. So yeah, there are lots of fees. But
Grace wants to know how long you've been selling on Amazon.
I made my first sale last month. April will be my first full month. I have had an account and been learning for a long time, though, way before I ever went out and purchased something to send in. So those are kind of the two different types of selling on Amazon. One of my favorite things about Amazon so far, no matter which way you're selling a product, is there is no, like, the listing process is just unbelievably easy. There's no photos, there's no descriptions, there's no titles. That's already all done. You literally just scan it and say, I want to sell it, and tell it how many and set your price.
So when you say scan it, you're referring to something that has to have a barcode, right?
Correct. So pretty much everything has to have a barcode, more or less. Or I've sold things that don't have a barcode, and I've just found the identical product by like typing in the seller app. It was a blanket, and it just had it was new, but the like little bow that went around it didn't have a barcode. And so I just typed it in. I found the exact one. It was like a name brand. And I could sell it, and then I had Amazon's barcode go on it. So there has to be some sort of barcode on it so it can be tracked, especially if you're sending it to Amazon. That doesn't mean everything you sell has to have a barcode. I will say probably most things do.
But it has to be new.
Nope.
No.
You can sell used things like books, right? You can sell used books. And that applies to other products as well. I will say I was kind of surprised when the more I learned, I was like, oh, yeah, you can sell used things on Amazon, because most people don't go to Amazon for new products. You know what I mean? Like, you assume when you're shopping on Amazon, you're buying something new, but unless it's a book, I think that's more common. But you still can. Like, I made a video the other day, and I used some Adidas shoes as the example, and there were a couple listed that were used. Now, like, you're not going to probably sell as many. You probably obviously can't charge as much. I think just most Amazon buyers assume, or don't assume, but like go to purchase new products from Amazon. But it's possible.
So in your short time of you selling on Amazon, it's not like a dig or anything, but have you noticed a trend as far as things that sell better? Because I know you've had quite a couple of different things that you've been selling on there.
Yeah. So when you're starting out, you'll hear the word gated or ungated a lot. And basically that means restrictions on categories and brands. And so if you're gated in something, it means you're restricted from selling it. So when you're beginning, you are gated in the things that require ungating, but not everything is restricted. You can sell books, You can sell kitchen, home products. I'm trying to think of some of the other things. Clothing, some clothing I've sold. So the things that sell best are the things that require getting ungated in. So it's worth, in my mind, the investment to get ungated, which is a whole process that we can talk about, but it's worth unlocking those categories and maybe some of the big name brands so that you can make more money. They're just the better selling items, the higher dollar amounts. And really, when it comes down to Amazon, everything is always about the rank. So every item pretty much has a rank of like 1 being the best and like 5 million being the worst. So like the rank is specific to a category. So just because something sells at, say 50,000 rank in one category is not necessarily a good rank in another category, if that makes sense. But so in deciding what to sell or even what to buy, because the method I do is retail arbitrage, meaning I go and buy stuff at discount and then send it and sell it on Amazon. If I look up what the rank is of the product, first of all, is it a good rank? That's kind of I have a little checklist I go through on whether or not I want to sell it. Is it a good rank? And it depends on the category. And I have a little guide that I follow. Like if it's this category, this is the highest rank that I'm comfortable with. And then say it's a good rank, then obviously the price is important. I find myself getting caught in this a lot, but don't get caught up by the price quickly. Because if it never sells, you're never going to make the money that the app tells you you're going to make. So the rank is really important. You can easily get like, oh my God, I can make $20. But if it never sells, you're not making $20. So look at the rank and then look at the price. And so the app is just called Amazon Seller. You do have to have a seller account. But do I have anything with a barcode near me here? Some crackers. Okay, so you just open the camera. I'm gonna scan it, and it's gonna pull up all of the different combinations of things. So we have the 16 ounce, we have a 12 pack, we have another 16 ounce, which is this one is a 16 ounce box. So out of all the ones it pulls up, which there are several, some are packs, some are individuals, I'm going to pick the one that has the best rank, but also matches my product that I have. You don't want to lie. So it looks like this one has a rank of 51,000 in grocery, which is not bad. The number is huge, but when you think of the amount of things on Amazon, 50,000 is actually pretty decent. And so then I go, okay, well, the category is good. And then when you click on it, you will see at the bottom there. So there's the product. And it tells you the rank at the top, 51,000 in grocery. There's the picture. You'll see the little math breakout for you. So the new low price right now you can see is $9.88 for this box. Fees with FBA are, what does that say? $6.68. Focus, please. So if I send this into Amazon, I'm only going to make $3.20. That is not including the cost of goods. So say this was I bought it at a discount store for $4. I'm losing 80 cents by sending this into Amazon. This is not something you want to buy. You can see it broken out more. If you click on that line with the math, it will bring you to another page where you can see shipping into Amazon kind of estimated. So that's why it's less than what you see, because it's 50 cents per pound.
Oh, hey, thanks, Misty. Thanks for being here. I'm just kind of
that's nice.
Dumbfounded by this. I know you've shown me this before, but it's interesting to see an item and then see how it the follow through of it.
Yeah,
that's
right.
The kind of stuff that is
the process. So if I scan this at the store and the box of crackers is $4, I'm going to see that $4 is more than $2.70 and put it back. So another thing to consider and kind of flip your brain to be open-minded about with when it comes to Amazon is the amount of profit per item you sell is going to be a lot lower than what you're used to on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari. We're all used to buying things for $1 or $2. You know, it's awesome when you can flip it and sell it for 30. No, a lot of people that I've learned from follow, you know, kind of a general rule of some people have like 30%. One girl that I learned a lot from says she wants at least $5 profit. So not so much a percentage, but an amount.
Okay, so what's the thing to be able to say that you sell on Amazon? Like, what's the return you're getting as a reseller?
Yeah, why would I do that for such little payout quantity and passivity? Is that a word? Passive income. I don't have to do a thing. It's if you're buying the right products with a high enough rank, they're selling and they're selling fast. And that money just goes into your bank account. I did some math or timing of myself the other day when it took me to package up the 91 pounds of things. And it was going slow because I was distracted by a lot of other things. But the time that I spent shopping for the products, packaging them up and delivering them to the UPS store was probably, and again, I'm new, so I'm not that efficient, was probably 2 days. And that is, man, what was that? I don't even know how many products that was. Yeah, I don't even know off the top of my head how many actual physical products that was. But that money will just be flowing in.
Right. When you break it down like that, it makes sense. Essentially, you're doing the same thing. I mean, look at us today. Like literally, I've been talking about the last, I don't know how long I've been listing, like all day long. That's so time consuming. Yes, the reward is a higher profit, but I mean, look at what, wow. Okay.
So, right, the margins are so much smaller than like a secondhand thrifting kind of business model. But my thought is I can keep doing that. I scale back maybe 10% if I have to take maybe 2 days out of every couple weeks, 2 days out of every 3-4 weeks, depending on the pace that I want to keep this up at. And the rest of the time I can keep thrifting and whatever. And then as long as you're buying the right things at the right rank and the right price, they will sell. Like that's the thing about Amazon is all of the data you need to make a decision is there. And that's what kind of blows my mind is like, you don't really need to be scared about whether or not to buy something. Not as much anyway, as if you were to like do it on eBay or Poshmark, look up comps and stuff. That's really your only form of data is, Terapeak with like the most robust form. It gives you a year's worth of things that have sold that are similar. Amazon, if you want to, you can get all in on buying different other softwares that will analyze all that data for you, but the Amazon app alone gives you everything you need to make a decision. Now you can go way more in depth and look at trend charts and price charts, and there are services out there for all of that. So you can really make a very, very informed decision, way more than like a thrifting decision, but you're also paying a lot more than a thrift store. In most cases, I assume.
So this would definitely be one of those things where you would need some funds to start up. This wouldn't be, I just gallivanted through a thrift store one day, spent $25 on miscellaneous stuff. I'm going to see if I can flip it. This would be something that would require some cash to start up.
More so than an eBay business, I would think. And it's nice having done eBay for 2-3 years, whatever, that, I mean, I have some of that money built up so that I can, you know, pivot here. And it's not like tons of money. I mean, you do have to buy the inventory, which is going to be slightly more expensive depending on where you shop. You also have to pay for the shipping to Amazon, which isn't, like I said, isn't crazy, but it is a business expense. There are some supplies that you probably need, probably stuff, bags and tape and labels, and like there's a lot of stickers you have to put on things, a lot of packaging, like not everything, but if you can touch the product, it has to go in a poly bag. So there's a lot of prep. So you're going to have to buy a lot of poly bags.
Really?
Yeah. So like a pair of jeans, you can touch it, touch the actual jeans, it goes in a poly bag. Box of crackers, I can't touch the actual crackers, so it doesn't have to go in a poly bag. So you have to like prep everything, label it appropriately with the barcode, and then package it up and ship it out. So it takes more effort or more money than just going to a thrift store and posting something on like Facebook Marketplace or eBay or something. For sure. And especially it's easy to get deterred in the beginning, because weighted and everything, it's going to seem like you're not finding anything to sell. So when you scan something, it'll pop up and say like requires approval. And that can be really defeating to see all the time. So if you want to get rid of that sooner rather than later, that's going to be a few $100 investment to ungate. You know, like the big categories are topical, which is beauty products, anything that goes on your skin. That's a big category. Grocery, so food, toys, OTC, over-the-counter medicines, topical, beauty, grocery, toys. There's a few others, but those are like the biggest ones I can think of. Like safety and household, personal safety and household, which is new. That's like soaps, anything that like kills germs, cleaners. So if you want to get kind of start out running, you know, right away and be able to sell almost everything, then you'll need a few $100s to ungate, because that is a whole process of getting ungated in that. So yes. What questions or what, I'm wondering if maybe I pull up my screen, or what would you like to see?
I mean, you breaking it down on your phone was enough. I don't want to say that is enough, because it's never enough, especially since I think there's a difference between you being in there and actually getting the stuff. Let's just say, how about if you're in a store? So basically it would require more effort as far as if you're in a store and you're looking, especially retail arbitrage, you're going to be picking up an item and scanning. So a lot of time is going to go into until you learn the products that fit into yours. So when you first start out, what items do you know off the top of your head are more readily available to resell?
When you're gated and everything still, books, for sure, that's where I started. Books can be a little daunting just because there's so many of them, and every thrift store has a ton of them, and not all of them, most of them are going to be worthless. But books, I did and have a lot of books up there right now. Clothing, I went to TJ Maxx and went to the clearance racks. Some of the brands were gated, like Lucky Brand, Adidas. You can't sell those, but there are lots of other brands that you can sell. Kitchen items, again, you're going to find brands that you can't sell, but there are a lot of open brands. So kitchen and home is a big section, and that like home, that is a huge category. Bathroom, living room, kitchen. I sold some reusable Ziploc bags. Like those flew off the shelf, just like silicone Ziploc bags. Jeans, that blanket I told you about. Here, let me look and see what some of my new items were. Oh, like a rain poncho, some salt and pepper shakers, a duvet set.
So places where it would be a good start for you if you were interested would be like a TJ Maxx or a Ross or a Marshall's, someplace that is discounted in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to all those. A lot of people go to Walmart. Just shop regular Walmart. Big starting place is the Walmart clearance aisle. You can like also scan normal priced items in Walmart just because they are cheaper. So don't just limit yourself to the clearance aisle. But you can find some good things in the clearance aisle if it's not like super picked through. A lot of it I've found is somewhat damaged. I'm also pretty careful on packaging condition. On eBay, you can get away with, because you have the authority to be like, hey, it's smashed right here, right? Like just type it in. They can see a picture. But we've all shopped on Amazon. Like you're expecting to get what is in that photo, and everybody's listing is tied to that. So an interesting concept with Amazon with listing, like I said, you don't have to take photos or descriptions, none of that. Unless you're going to create a brand new listing, but with endless products on Amazon, you don't really need to do that unless you want to. But if you're selling something that is already on Amazon, you're putting your quantity. I keep looking at those crackers like I'm going to sell them. You keep looking at, you tie your quantity of the product to that listing. So you say, I'm selling 3 boxes of these. And then when you go, I will do this. I will share my screen here because
I guess another question right now is, have you been eating those, and are you well? And do you eat them when you are well?
I do not eat them when I am well. I was eating them a couple weeks ago when I had a really bad migraine, and it was making me super nauseous. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen if that is okay. Share screen. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. It's shattering. Come on. Okay. So I just went to these shoes because this is what I made that video about the other day. So if I were selling these, you have to pick a size in order to see them. Boop-a-doo-doo. And then the box here will calculate the price and everything. So this is where you can see who's selling them. So in this case, Amazon does sell a lot of products that are also for sale on Amazon. It's not all third-party sellers. So if you choose to sell these shoes, you will be competing with Amazon. So that is something to also consider when looking at an item to buy. Is Amazon also selling it? Because it's going to be harder to sell yours. Amazon's going to want to sell theirs first. But if you scroll down, it's like new 11 from 3688. These are all the other people that are selling these shoes. You can see some are Prime, some are not. You'll know if it's FBA based off where it ships from. So Hirafa's Shoes is shipping them from their own location. So that's fulfilled by merchant. These are FBA. You can see the Prime, and it says it ships from Amazon. But if it were, me selling these shoes, you would see my name pop up here in one of these spots. You set your own price. And if your price is within a competitive range of the price that is currently shown on, you know, the page, then Amazon will switch you out with, you know, with other buyers. Like the person who's on the front page here rotates. It's up to an algorithm, and I don't know if anyone really understands how exactly it works. But this is called the buy box, which is literally just the box where you buy the product. You want your product to always say your name here. That means you're in the buy box. And if someone were to buy now, add to cart, you are getting the money. Because think of it as a buyer on Amazon, you're less likely to scroll down here and view that big list than you are just to add to cart right here.
Right.
So you want your product to be here, and that means, you know, fluctuating your prices to deal with, you know, how they change. Prices change all the time, like several times a day. So there are more programs out there that'll modify your prices for you. I kind of go in once a day and kind of make sure they all look decent. Not investing too much into that, but this is why, you know, you don't need to take pictures or anything or write a description, because all those people are using this one listing for, you know, this one photo set, this one description for their listing. And it just really depends on whose name is here to buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a
Hey,
lot.
Policy. Hello. It's a lot to consider, but if you're in it, and it's kind of like when you're reselling in general, if you stick to a certain area and you master that whole craft about it, then it doesn't seem as complicated and scary to think about. So if you stick to things, especially, you know, don't worry about if you're at that point where you're not trying to get ungated into a million things yet, and you're just kind of, you know,
just trying
get
it
a little
out.
trickle on your toes. You know, then you master it and you see how it goes and it works for you, and you're not out of any more money than you need to be. So
Right. You can totally try it. There are 2 plans for sellers on Amazon. Individual, which is just what I'm at, which is $1 per item, which to me is like fine because the fees are already so high. Like, what's $1? Or $40 a month. So the second I sell more than 40 items a month, I will switch, but I'm not there yet. Well, I haven't had a full month of time yet, so I want to judge how April goes. But I will say it's April 8th. I've already sold 11 items, so I expect to probably upgrade sooner rather than later. Thank you.
dang, good for you. I didn't mean to press that button. It just happens. So I think the big thing is, you know, we were talking about it before, is how you sign up. You said that there was a change. See, I got to that point of the sign up and I'm like, I didn't even do it because I was so intimidated. I think I already have so much stock in jewelry, and doing what I do, you couldn't sell on Amazon. It would require a whole different part of my brain to dissect.
Yeah.
So
it would be a whole separate part of
Right.
your business. Yeah. For sure.
So
And I
as
was the same, where I got to the sign up multiple times and I just never did. And finally.
because that's, I mean, if you think about it, it sounds great. Like, I mean, selling on Amazon, it's just, you know, where, you know, what you can do and what you should do, and business stuff.
It's not for everybody. Like I said, it was a big shock to my system seeing the return. People being like, $5 is kind of their baseline for profit, not earnings. $5 profit, but it's more of a quantity business over quality, I guess. So
it's such a twist for me, like
a long time, like
Yeah.
a long time to be okay with understanding that. And finally scanning something and seeing $5 and being jazzed, because you scan so many things. Like when you go out scanning too, like don't just, oh, that looks cool, I'll scan it. No, you literally scan the entire aisle. Like you don't know what is profitable unless you scan it. And it's even like, I was at a store the other day and there were several of a product, but some of them were different flavors. I scanned one, not worth it at all. And I was like, oh, I'm getting tired, put it back. And I kept walking. And I was like, no, the rule is you scan everything. I went back and scanned the other flavors, and one of the flavors was wildly profitable, and I bought all they had in stock. So you don't know, right? Like, you don't assume just because one flavor is, or whatever, one variation, you don't know. You have to scan everything, and it can be very defeating to see you breaking even, making a cent, losing money, like on that calculator that it pulls up, like more often than not in the beginning until you kind of know the groove. And I'm still learning the groove, what to find. Yeah. And then you can, like, once you find something, you drive to every store and buy them. Like, once you know it's working, go find them all.
I guess yeah, right. That's what living in a big city will do for you.
Yeah.
I guess that's the pros on that. But holy smokes. Wow. It's wow.
Interesting.
Just wow.
It is.
And if anyone, I have to mention, if anyone has any questions, I always have Kelly's information in the description box down below. So if you want to email her, because I have goose egg amount of knowledge in regards to Amazon. So of course, the link to her channel and her email is in the description box down below. I have to mention, because literally I have it tabbed right in my bookmark right here, Thrifter Scorecard. Okay. Miss Kelly made Thrifter Scorecard, an online app that helps you track your inventory, track your sales, track how much you spend on items, how much you're profiting on items. Basically, you can make a custom SKU. I can literally go on and on about Thrifter Scorecard because I love it and I believe in it, and it literally saved me money.
Aww.
So I cannot.
And now it does calculate Amazon. I added that in there as well. So
and Facebook.
And Facebook. Those were the two newest ones I added. Amazon, both FBA and FBM, and Facebook. So a lot of automatic calculations. And if it's not automatic platform fees calculated, it is automatic math where you don't have to bust out a calculator. So,
or try to figure out an Excel formula.
Those are so easy to mess up too. Like you click it off, like you mess up one and then the whole column is like ref. It all says
Might
ref.
as well just throw your computer in the dumpster.
Yeah, just out the window. This is garbage. Yeah. This will not work like that.
Next week's TBD. Don't know, but there's so much to cover. If you'd like us to talk about Amazon again, we absolutely can. If you'd like to hear about something or another, love to hear from you. There's so much knowledge out there. Definitely, like I said in the beginning, this is one to save for your laters in your playlist. Go back to it. Kelly has even shared with me a few other YouTubers that have really helped her in her journey of Amazon.
That's how I learned everything, YouTube.
Just like anything, YouTube is a great source for education. And things are always scary until you actually get in there and do it. So
I was nervous, and I told myself a goal, like literally a goal, just to check a box, was to try and sell on Amazon in 2021. And just to literally, like you said, just to say I did. Just I wanted to challenge myself. And once I figured it out, I'm one of those people that, like, I can't do something kind of like, oh, I tried it. Like, I have to go all in. And that's just my personality. So I told myself I will do all in on Amazon for 6 months, a year, whatever, and compare it to eBay and Poshmark all in, still keeping up that. And I'd be interested to see the results. So,
We're just about to boot scoop, but and if anyone has watched Outlander, currently on the 4th season, not going to give away any spoilers, but if you guys want, we can make a stream and we can just talk about Outlander until the cows come home, because I love Outlander. So it's so good. Like I said, I'm on the 4th season and I'm currently highest bidder on a couple of books.
Don't tell people to buy that.
Don't go to the one that I'm bidding on. But I'm really excited about it because I think the books are always better than the actual TV shows. But if the books are better than this, my socks are gone because they have been knocketh offeth.
Yes, I'm in the middle of book 1 or 3/4, and it's good so far. It's very like they follow the show really well, which is cool.
Anyways, we will catch you next week, and get out there and try. Get to the sign up page of Amazon. Check out. I've encouraged
watch videos on it.
Yes.
Learn. It's scary. I remember being this scared about eBay, and look at us now.
Me too.
So
look at us now. Look at us now. All right. With that being said, have a awesome weekend.
Yes.
And a pleasant Thursday.
Yeah. Enjoy. It's beautiful here. So it's beautiful there for y'all. Get outside.
It's nice out there too. Take your allergy medicine.
Yeah, definitely do that. Oh my God.
All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.